Hey guys, it's Megan from Santa Maria, and recently I've been thinking a lot about free will and specifically how that relates to God's plan for us. For example, like if God has a plan, do I have free will to follow it or not? Because He's planned it all out and like He's God, so what's the deal? And the big part of this is the deal is that we do have free will. So let's define that first. What is free will? Free will is defined as the power, rooted in reason and will, to perform deliberate actions or not on one's own responsibility. So it's the power rooted in reason and will, so both using your mind and choosing a certain action, like willing it to happen, to perform deliberate actions or not. So it's you are doing it on purpose or you are not doing it on purpose on one's own responsibility. So that last part means that it's all of the merit or all of the reproach, all of the praise, all of the blame from that action, that decision lies on us. It's our own responsibility. And free will is actually what distinguishes us from the entire rest of creation. The trees and the grass behind me can't just decide like, you know what, I'm not really feeling like treeing or grassing today. I'm just gonna like sit here and not photosynthesize. I'll just try if I like catch my food in a web like a spider. Like they can't do that. They were created by God with a plan for how they live by photosynthesis, by like reaching their roots down and drinking up the water, and they can't deviate from that plan. We, on the other hand, have the opportunity and the choice to deviate from God's plan for us. And this allows the opportunity for good or bad. We make the choice. You can either choose and do the best thing, the good thing, or you can ignore God's plan and fall into sin. But here's the thing, God may know what it is that you're gonna choose and He may see it happening, but He doesn't control it. He's left you free will. He's given you the choice. And this goes all the way back to the beginning of creation when Adam and Eve had the choice to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil or to not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Let me tell you a story to explain. Every time I get in the car with my dad, he's like, oh, I wonder what the best route is to take. Should we take Folsom or should we take what? I don't know, maybe we should take 50. Or we could go up 80 and backtrack that way, but there's probably a lot of He like goes through this whole thing every single time. I know he's gonna do it. I can see him doing it, but I don't control him doing it. And this is kind of how God is with our plans. He can see what we're gonna do and He might know that we're gonna do something, but He can't control it. And you might be sitting there thinking, but wait a minute, my plan, like this all might be super far in the future. Like how can God see it if it hasn't happened yet? Remember that God's eternal. God is outside of time. So even if you think of time as a linear thing where like yesterday this happened, today this is happening, tomorrow this may or may not happen, God sees it all because He's outside of time. But it doesn't mean He's controlling it all. You still get to make the choice. And the beautiful thing is we can make this choice to follow God's dream for the best version of ourselves in our life and bring about His kingdom here on earth, or not. And God's not going to turn away from our choices or from the consequences that follow them. They're our responsibility. So whether we choose to do good and bring about beauty and life in this world, or we fail to do that and we turn away and we turn to sin, and we turn to indifference, and we turn to not making this world the best version of the world that it can be, that's up to you. So make good decisions, practice that free will, and hopefully you will live in the freedom of the joy of God when you do so. Take care.